hosted at the Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization. How are we going to utilize this? We have several conferences where we expose these technologies that we have. How are we going to create a system where they all work with all the stakeholders and we provide the guidelines, because the national government, the government has also have to have confines in which we operate. So with the support of all of us, with interest in agriculture, with the digital world taking lead, with the youth who are the key people we are now focusing on, we need to engage them at that level. The youth agriculture strategy is there, guided by the policies. The women policies also there, as I'm saying. Microsoft has come out very strongly to train the SAGAs and the ministry officials to embrace the various technologies. How are we going to create a system that works for all of us? And that is the main message.
Okay, thank you. So the challenges, she's talking about the value of that, but the challenges moving from from the lab to actual usage in the field. Is there anybody here in the field of agriculture who would like to input into challenges from within the audience? Yes, just please go ahead. And you could just loud enough so we can all hear you.
Yeah, thank you. As I said, my name is Kuresh Nukdin. I work with Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa, in 11 countries. And in Kenya, we're also supporting the ministry, especially in realizing the SDGs. I don't know. I know you know much statistics, but anyone can give me a guess, like how much Africa imports annually, money-wise, from the rest of the world? Food. How much do we use? I guess?
$35 billion.
Huh?
$35 billion.
35 billion. In fact, yesterday, Akin, the president of the Africa Development Bank, was saying $48 billion, and by 2025, it will be around $120 billion, mainly because of the inefficiencies in the value chain. And these are foods that can be produced here. So really, as one said, we have to look at the whole system, look at all those innovations in terms of policy and all that. But one key issue is the youth. You know, there's this thinking that African farmers are old, but recent data actually shows the reverse. Many of these guys are youth, but youth don't want to do agriculture the way we've been doing it. They're looking for these innovations. Instead of using the hoe, like Dr. Gitao was saying, what kind of simple mechanization can come in? And one of the big challenges that we have in the system is inadequate extension services, where the ratio is like one extension officer or one extension provider. Let me say a provider, because we want to move away from officers, guys being trained to be employed. We need to think about service providers who can offer extension services to other farmers and be self-employed. So one of the issues that we are discussing with various governments is self-employed extension service providers. A good example is what we are calling village agents or village-based advisors. So these provide services, for example, mechanization services. So they are youth, basically, who are trained and linked to, let's say, like mechanization services providers like John Deere. They become their booking agents. They become their service or village service providers. For example, one of the speakers talked about Chinese equipment. Some breakdown, who repairs them? So you have these village techies who can be at whatever level, but they've been trained to provide these services to farmers. You have aggregators. You have big guys like Unilever buying produce from the farms, but they can't go to each farmer. So these youth who have been trained to be aggregators are provided with funds or linked to microfinance and become the aggregators. For example, cases in Mozambique, an aggregator who doesn't want to go out there engages the youth, tells the youth, if you aggregate 5 metric tons for me, I'll give you $80. Because if the aggregator is to do it himself or herself, uses $500 to do that one. So right now, for example, in the 11 countries, we are targeting like 27,000 village-based advisors, who 80% are youth. So you can create lots of opportunities for this youth, but we have to retool. We have to skill them appropriately, because as colleagues were saying, most of the time, even the agribusiness that is being taught, we don't produce agripreneurs who really do the work themselves. Even if they study agribusiness, they still hope to be employed somewhere. So we really need to think about our system and churn out people who are going to provide these services. So big opportunity, especially for youth. And when we are talking about employment with the youth badge, agriculture offers this. And ICT actually produces this big opportunity along the value chain. So really to enhance efficiency, as much as we look at all these innovations, but we see lots of youth coming into farming, and ICT provides a big opportunity for this, because they go into whatever applications are there and provide. Thank you.
Okay.